Hello guys, now we'll study the class 8th NCERT Social and Political Life Chapter 2 Understanding Secularism. Imagine yourself as a Hindu or Muslim living in a part of United States of America where the Christian fundamentalism is very powerful. See, just you imagine yourself that you belong from the Hindu or Muslim religion and you're living in a United States where the Christian fundamental is very powerful, means the Christian people are very powerful. Suppose that despite being US citizen, no one is willing to rent their house to you. So just imagine if you are not the US citizen, like if you are not the US citizen and no one is giving you a house to have a like a rent house. Now how would this make you feel? Would it not make you feel rentless? What if you decided to complain against the discrimination and were told to go back to India? See, what if such situation happened with you, like you are going to some cities or some countries where people are not giving you the house for the rent just because you are belong from the some other religion or the non US citizen or non specific place citizen. So how would you just feel, and what it not make you feel resentless? Okay, and what if you decided what happened if you decided to discriminate and will told go back to the India? Would this not make you feel angry? Obviously anybody will get angry from this. Now your anger could take two forms. First, you might react by saying the Christians should get the same treatment in place where Hindu Muslims are in a majority. See, just suppose if you are angry, okay, so how obviously your statement will be like that. There will be two statements from you. Like first, you might react that the Christian and the other religion like Hindu Muslim should be treated as a equally, and this is a form of retaliation, or you might take the view that there should be justice for all. Okay, this is the form of retaliation, and you might also take the view that there should be justice, equal justice for everyone. You might fight stating that no one should be discriminated against on a grounds of their religion, practices and beliefs. Okay, so you can also say that nobody can be discriminated on the grounds of religious practices and beliefs. This statement rests on the assumption that all forms of domination related to religion should end, and this there should be also the concept or statement will be rest, and the assumption will be done that what are the forms of domination that should be all should be ended. This is the essence of the secularism. So basically this is the essence of secularism. In this chapter you will read more about what this mean in the Indian context. Okay, in this chapter we will also read what does it mean about the Indian context, like what does the secularism mean in the context of India. We here saw the examples of the US context, means example from the US country, and we will also refer that what does the secularism mean in a Indian country, in respect of Indian country. Now history provides us with a many example of discrimination, exclusion, persecution on the grounds of religion. Like if we talk about the history provides many things, like many example of discrimination, exclusion, persecution on the grounds of religion. You may have read about how Jews were persecuted in the Hitler's Germany and how several millions were killed. See, if you have an idea about the World War, okay, and there you might have the idea like how the Hitler's persecuted the Germany people, Jews from the Germany, and several millions peoples were killed. Now however the Jewish state of Israel treats its own Muslim Christian minorities quite badly. See, if we talk about the Jewish state of Israel, okay, they treat their own Muslim Christian who are in minorities in the Israel place very badly. In Saudi Arabia, non-Muslim are not allowed to build a temple, church, etc., and nor can they gather in public places for prayers. See, if we talk about the Saudi Arabia, okay, where the non-Muslim peoples are the in a minority. Basically Muslim peoples are in a majority. They are not allowed to build the temple, church, and not means they are not built to they are not allowed to do their own religion practices in all above example, member of one religious community either persecuted or discriminated against member of other religion communities. Okay, so from all this above, members of one religion, suppose some religions community member belongs, they are basically persecuted or discriminated from other religion communities. This acts of the discrimination takes place more easily when one religion is given official recognition by the state at the expense of other religion. See, basically this discrimination happen when there is more recognition to one state of religion as compared to the other case of religion. Now clearly no one would wish to discriminate against because of their religion not dominated by any religion. See, if we talk about the people, if or even about you or ourselves, no one will like to get discriminated against anything, like just because they belong from the some other religion. In India, can the state discriminated against citizen on the grounds of religion? Okay, so here's a question. If we talk about the Indian context, does the peoples or does the citizen they are getting discriminated against each others or just basis on the religion? Now we will move to the first topic, that is what is a secularism. Here we will deal about the secularism from not only in the respect of India but from the many other country. Now in the previous chapter you read about how the Indian constitution contains fundamental right that protect us against the state power as well as against the tyranny of the majority. In previous chapter when we will studying the previous chapter, there we saw how India has provided us the fundamental rights, and basically this fundamental right protect us from the against of state power as well as the tyranny of the majority. See, suppose if just take the example of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, here some Telugu people are living, Telugu speaking people are in majority. Suppose some Hindi speaking people went there, so they should not get discriminated against the Telugu people. That is called the equality or non-discrimination. The Indian constitution allows individuals the freedom to live by their religious beliefs and practices as they interpret this. Okay, in if we talk about the Indian constitution basically it allows individuals, okay, this gives the freedom to live by their religion beliefs practices as they interpret this. See, Indian constitution basically give a opportunity, or they allow us to live the individual freedomly, okay, and live by their religion belief practices. In keeping with the idea of religious freedom for all, India also adopted a strategy of separating the power of religion and the power of state. Okay, if we talk about the religious freedom in respect of India, India has also adopted some strategy which separating the power of religion from the power of state. Like power of state is not determined by the power of religion. Secularism refers to this separation of the religion from state. See, basically the term secularism just what does it do? Secularism just refer this separation of religion from the state, like power of religion is different from power of state. Now why is it important to separate religion from the state? See, why is it important to separate the religion from the state? We saw the example of US, okay, we saw the example of Israel, how the peoples who are in a minorities they are get dominated by the people who are in majority, and also on the basis of religion. So this is the answer to the question, that this is the reason like equality should be obtained. That's why is important to separate the religion from state. As discussed above, the most important aspect of the secularism in its separation of religion from state power. This is important for a country to function democratically. See, if we discussed above, the most important aspect of secularism, means about the secularism, is its the separation of religion from the state of power. So basically the term secularism refers the term secularism refers to the separation of religion from the state of power. This is important for a country to function democratically. Okay, this is the basically if the secularism is there, then it is important for the function of democratic. Means if secularism is important for the function of democratically, almost all countries of the world will have more than one religion group living in them. See, if there is a one country, there will be more than one religion people will be living in them. Within this religious group, there will most likely be one group that is in majority. See, if there are religious group, there will be some majority group will be lie here. If this majority religious group has access to state power, then it could quite easily use this power and financial resources to discriminate against and persecute person of the other religion. See what it's saying ki if this majority religion, if in a state some religious people are living and they have the majority, so what will they do if they will be basically access the state power, and they will be quite easily used the power and financial resources to discriminate the person who are in a minorities. This tyranny of the majority could result in the discrimination, coercion, and at times even the killing of religious minorities. What it's saying, see this tyranny, what is happening, like जो लोग basically high class के लोग हैं, okay, when they are dominating to the low class people, so this coercion, okay, this coercion is basically killing the religious minorities, people who are minorities in a religious, from a practicing their religion. Any form of domination based on religious is in a violation of the right that a democratic society guarantees to each and every citizen irrespective of their religion. See, from the domination based on the religion and violation of the right to democratic society, this basically guarantee the irrespectives of their religion, like there should be not domination on the basis of religion, and there should be not domination discrimination on the society. Therefore, the tyranny of majority and the violation of fundamental rights that can result is one reason why it is important to separate the state and religion in the democratic countries. See, therefore, this tyranny, okay, this tyranny which says the majority and the violation of fundamental rights. See, when there is a discrimination or domination by the majority people on the minorities people, obviously there is a violation of fundamental rights takes place. This basically result that because of this only there is a need for the separation of the state and from the religion democratic society. Now another reason that is important to separate religion from the state in democratic society is because we also need to protect the freedom of individual to exit from their religion, embrace another religion, or have the freedom to interpret religious teaching differentially. See, apart from the dominance nature, okay, apart from the dominance nature on the religious people, there is also some other reason for the need of secularism, okay, like there is also need to protect the freedoms of individual, okay. So second thing is it also protect the freedom of individual, okay. To understand the point better, let us take practice of untouchability. You might well feel that you dislike this practice within the Hinduism, therefore you want to try and reform it. See, if there is some untouchability happen among the Hindus, see, just talk about the Hindu क्लास, देयर आर मैनी अंडर द हिंदू बहुत से कास्ट होते हैं, ठीक है. अगर हम लोअर कास्ट की बात करें, जस्ट एससी और एसटी पीपल, जो ब्राह्मीण क्लास है, जब इनके साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन करती है तो जस्ट सी अनटचेबिलिटी यहाँ पे जो होती है वो कितनी ज़्यादा बुरी होती है. और जब अनटचेबिलिटी होती है तो बेसिकली यू वांट टू टेक सम रिफॉर्म. इवन इफ यू वेर पार्ट ऑफ डोमिनेंट रिलीजन ग्रुप्स, यू माइट फेस अ लॉट ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस फ्रॉम फेलो मेम्बर्स ऑफ योर कम्युनिटी. सी, इवन दो यू में मान लो कि आप उस डोमिनेंट रिलीजियस ग्रुप के पार्ट हो, तो आप लोग बहुत ज़्यादा रेसिस्टेंस फेस कर सकते हो, ठीक है, इस कम्युनिटी से. दिस मेंबर्स हु हैव कंट्रोल ऑफ द स्टेट पावर माइट से दैट देयर इज ओनली वन इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ हिंदुइज्म, दैट यू डू नॉट हैव द फ्रीडम टू इंटरप्रेट दिस डिफरेंशियली. See, what it's saying, this members who basically control the state power, okay, what does they interpret? They interpret just about the Hindu. Suppose if they are interpreting just about the Hinduism, they will just say that you do not have the freedom or to interpret this differentially, means the state power. See, here what it's saying, that if the state has state has got a power to allow see the people or to reveal the people to do not get discriminated on the basis of religion. So this is here we saw basically two reason to have the separation of religion and state. Okay, if the religion and state are not separated, no one will be perform perfectly. So here once we will revise what we have studied till now. So here in this chapter we first saw the basically about what is a secularism. Okay, before secularism we understand about the discrimination against the religion communities in the many country like US, Israel and some other country, and then after we saw the secularism. So basically I will tell you the exact definition of secularism. Secularism means follow the religion or not. Okay, it's totally your choice. Okay, no one can force you. Okay, just I will explain you. Suppose A belong from the Hindu class family and B belong from the Muslim class family. A wants to practice its religious activities, want to go to the temple, fast, okay, worship the god. But suppose A friend C, he also belongs from the same religion and he don't do all these practices which A is doing. So no one can force the C to do. Parallelly, no one can force the A to do not do. So this is the basically definition of secularism. So I hope you have understand this and enjoy this classes. We'll come to the next class with the next topic.